Howdy, Desert Boy here. Hey, I had a chance to go to the range after taking the P226 Mark 25. I think it was yesterday. I decided to take my favorite carry SIG in a more full size type gun. Because of course I love the P938 and the P365 380. They have their place. But you know the SIG P226 Mark 25, which I did a video on. Is it's more like 34 ounces, but I have one here that I really enjoy called the SP2022, and it's 29 ounces. It has a polymer frame and a stainless steel slide with a carbon steel barrel. It's 3.9 inches. But let's just remove the mag. We can see the mag is unloaded, and we can go ahead and we can show that it's unloaded as well. There's nothing in there, and no rounds in there. It's got a nice rail on here, which is very convenient. It has SIGLITE night sights, tritium, and those are very handy. It's got a little bit different type of release. If you look at it's got a triangular one, but it works very well. It's very positive mag release. When you push it comes right out. It's a DASA, so as a double action, single action, when you load a magazine in here and you rack the slide and load around, if you pull the trigger, the gun is going to fire. Once the gun fires, what's going to happen is the slide's going to reciprocate. We have an empty mag in here where it's going to reciprocate, and it's going to be in this position, the single action position. So that first trigger pull is probably about 10 to 12 pounds, right? The trigger is much lighter after that. It's probably 3 to 4 pounds. So some people like these, some don't. There is a decocker once you're done shooting. In order to put the hammer down safely, you can go ahead and push the decocker, and that decocks the gun. But there is no manual safety on here, just so you understand that part. A lot of people like these. I liked them. For me, I think when I talked about the SIG P226, it made it easier for me going from a revolver to a semi-auto because there was a hammer I could see and some things like that. Plus, a lot of DASA revolvers, the first pull is double action. And, if you keep pulling the trigger, it's all double action. If you cock the hammer, it's single action. So you can kind of relate somewhat to the DASA concept for a lot of folks, I think, that have used revolvers. Now, this gun has kind of what they call high bore access. Some people like that, some don't. It does have SIGLITE night sights, which is a really good thing. It's got some nice texturing back here, stippling. Nice texturing on the hand grip. This back piece can be changed out to a different size. It's got nice stippling underneath here and up here on the front if you like to grab it up here when you're shooting. So it's a pretty nice gun. It's about, I won't think it's half the price, like it used to be about half the price of the P226 Mark 25, but it's probably significantly cheaper, maybe 30 or 40% cheaper. Very reliable guns, made in 9. It used to be made in 40 also, if you find them. So I used one. Very nice gun overall, SP, I understand, stands for SIG Pro. My understanding is some law enforcement agencies in the world, and maybe they're militias, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think France especially used this particular design a lot, the SP2022. And I think it shoots very well. I personally like this as my kind of my full-size carry gun. Like I said, it was a compact in the beginning, but 3.9 inch compared to 4.4 inch with the size of this gun now, it's not compact with all the micro compacts we have nowadays. So, but it does make it just a little bit shorter and a little easier to carry, and takes off 5 ounces, with the composite design. Of course, it has a curved trigger. Some people like straight triggers, so that's a whole nother part to it. Depending on where you live, and what your, local, state, and federal firearms laws, rules, and everything that you want to comply with, including your permitting and training and things, It may come with 10 round mags, or it may come with larger mags. You know, I have 10 round mags from when I bought this in California. There is no magazine disconnect in this one, by the way. And later on, when I moved to a state that allowed it, I bought a 15 round and a 17 round mag. So, you know, they do make them out there. So, personally, this is like I said, this is my favorite personal, more full-size carry gun. For somebody like me, right? And it fits, the magazines fit in my Blackhawk magazine carrier and in my Gideon, you know, pocket carrier that I use sometimes with my, you know, double stack mags. But for me, right, I can actually, I use this We the People holster inside the waistband holster, and goes in there very nice. And for me, that works well along with the magazine carrier, which I actually have back over here, right? So that works very well for me. You know, it just depends. I'm a larger person, so it works out for me that way. One of the things I wish I could find for it is a shoulder holster, but I'm probably going to have one made if I want one, because they just don't make them for these usually. You know, it's really hard to find something like that. 226, that's a whole nother story, right? Now, I like my other SIGs, my P938 and my P365 380, you know, but this one here is my favorite one to carry as a full-size gun. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I did do some range footage and do some shooting with it. I'm kind of transitioning my larger ones for sure, and maybe I'll do my smaller ones, but I'm looking at maybe making my self-defense ammo more 124 grain versus 115 grain. You know, it's a choice. You know, everybody has to make their own decisions. Like I said, I'm sharing what's my opinions and thoughts, you know, as a hobbyist and enthusiast. You got to figure out your own decisions for that. But I found the 124 grain ammo work very well, both in this and the P226. And I think I've also shot it in my Ruger 9mm LCR, and it seemed to be fine in there. But yeah, you always got to watch for crimp creep with a revolver. So anyway, thanks for taking the time. And once again, the SP Sig Pro 2022, right? Good value, very hardy gun, has worked well for me. So, Tree Desert Boy always says, be safe out there, whatever you're doing. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.